It's time for round 22 in Battle Tower Singles level 50. I just finished recording the voiceover for round 21. And after finishing that, I decided I'm gonna try Toxic Blissey again instead of Hidden Power. See how I feel playing with it now that it's been a while. So I really like the change the Hidden Power Dragon, but I wanna try Toxic again now that I've got some experience with it, and I did lose the streak because I didn't have access to Toxic and something else went wrong. So let's try it. See how it goes. I'll probably do a voiceover again for this one. Although I'm recording this way before the first voiceover gets uploaded, so I won't have any feedback on how that went. Oh, it's a high level battle again. I think this is actually one of the easier gentlemen, as in he doesn't have a million options on his team. Wasn't this the last battle? In the last streak? This happened before as well. But I don't remember if it was with this team, round 20 and 21, or a different one. It was probably doubles team. Okay, let's see, Jolteon. Alright, time for another voiceover. Yeah, we start off against Jolteon, special attacker. I just switched into Blissey, and against specifically Jolteon, of course, I have to, because Jolteon outspeeds and kills Moltres, which we don't want. I got a bit lucky here. I substituted and then Jolteon decided to switch to Thunder Wave. But yeah, we just set up and kill this with Toxic. And we still do not get paralyzed. Very nice. And now we're just waiting for Jolteon to die. And then the next Pokemon, of course, immediately a poison type, so we cannot Toxic it. And there's another battle where we run into Pokemon that we cannot Toxic, and actually I think in the next round I'm gonna try Will-O-Wisp, and then I'm going back to Hidden Power Dragon. Because mostly because Registeel exists. And we are going to meet Double Team Leftovers Registeel in this streak, this round. And we cannot Toxic it. And if it were the last Pokemon, I would deal less damage to it than I did to Chansey. Because it has such good defenses. And even though it has much higher attack than Chansey does, it doesn't take enough recoil. So it would be an even worse matchup. So I think I'll be trying out Will-O-Wisp. Only fire types are immune to Will-O-Wisp, and I already don't do that much to fire types, if anything at all, given that Flash Fire exists. And the reduction of physical attack damage might be nice. And I can no longer accidentally burn something, it's always intentional if I Will-O-Wisp. Of course, there aren't that many Pokemon that I can try to Will-O-Wisp without my substitute breaking, so I'm not sure how it will go. But I'm also not one-shotting that much with Flamethrower, so I guess we'll see. Just not looking forward to the 75% accuracy. Here we scout. While I was PP stalling Nidoking, I decide to scout and it's Espeon. And luckily we hit Toxic very quickly. Because it's Bright Powder and we're going to struggle with hitting Toxic later on. So yeah, I decide to Whirlwind it out because Espeon hurts. And of course we got synchronized. We're running into another Espeon later and Synchronize goes through Substitute, so that's good to know. But also good to know is that when you Toxic Synchronize Pokemon, you yourself get regular poison, not Toxic. And Nidoking was already almost out of PP. And I figure with a substitute up, even though Espeon is faster, I can just set up the substitute the turn it breaks. And Espeon just dies to Toxic. And that was the first battle. And in the second one, we run into another fast Electrode. Fast electric type, which is Electrode. And I can't stay in because it's gonna be really annoying for Moltres. But Electrode also has Explosion, so I wanted to substitute up as quickly as possible. And it's gonna explode. After spamming Thunder Wave for a while. I'm not sure why it decided to explode. Probably its HP got a bit lower because I Toxiced it. But it's not going for Thunderbolts at all. Probably because it deals no damage. And there's the explosion. But we had Substitute, so it's fine. And here's the Registeel. I'm like, what do I do against this thing? And it turns out to be the double team. So 2 battles in a row, we can't do anything against the second Pokemon with Toxic. And now I need to stall out the Ancient Powers. And of course I do not want to switch Moltres in on Ancient Power. I'm not sure how much damage that would do, but if it's a crit, probably a lot. So yeah, we just stall until it's out of Ancient Powers. Or maybe at 1. And then we start Whirlwinding it out. And then in comes Jolteon again. But it's more defensive Jolteon, so it doesn't really deal damage to Blissey. Like the previous one did quite a bit of damage to Blissey. That one, not sure if it was timid or modest, but it was full special attack. Yeah, and this deals almost no damage. And we don't get Thunder Waved or paralyzed by Thunderbolt. Now we get Thunder Waved. But it doesn't deal that much damage, so it's not a problem. Even if it gets multiple crits, we'll be fine, even if we're fully paralyzed. So yeah, I stall out all the Thunderbolts and then I can Whirlwind the Registeel back, because I have to stall out all those double teams. I mean, as long as I have Flamethrower PP, there's a good chance I kill the Registeel anyway, but do we want to risk it? Actually, I think I might go for it here. While it's still setting up. I'm like, well, I am full PP pretty much, so might as well go for it. It's not a 2-shot, at least not with this roll. The second roll I think was a bit higher. But there's also leftovers, and we don't miss, so it just dies. So that sped things up. And the next trainer is Sailor Omar, who ended my double streak. But there's no Medicham this time to confuse me. Not that it could. So we're up against Vaporeon, and I start setting up a bit, and then it's a Roar Vaporeon, so it roars me out because I have too many Calm Mind boosts. But it's fine. Vaporeon isn't that dangerous, so we can just switch back in, and it's not Quick Claw, so there's no risk of a lot of crits outspeeding me, and so we can just switch back in for free. But I think maybe because of the roar and the toxic that I'm not full HP. When or I don't have a substitute. One of the two. Yeah, I decided to go full HP instead of setting up a substitute. In comes Machamp. And I don't want to tank a cross chop. And we're gonna tank a crit with Moltres. This is Scope Lens Machamp. So that was a lot of damage. Even though we resist. It is a Machamp. Not a crit on the substitute, but that doesn't really matter. So we stall out all the rock slides. And we're gonna get really low on HP, but luckily the last move for Machamp is Earthquake, so once I can't heal because a crit is gonna kill me from Double Edge. Like I didn't calc it, but yeah, it's definitely killing me. So I'm trying to figure out how much HP do I need to have to be able to come back in. But it's Earthquake, so I can come back in for free, so I can go as low as possible. The Machamp has like 1 cross chop left, I think, which is fine. Or maybe it's completely out. No, that's the last one. Under Protect, very nice. Yeah, now I can guarantee that I come back in on an Earthquake. Protect on the Double Edge. And we can heal back to full. And I decide probably to Whirlwind here. In case it's Gyarados in the back. That is not a Gyarados. That is... actually, I forget. Yeah, I think it's Quick Claw. And we get Scary Faced. But because of Torment, even though Quick Claw activated there, it doesn't matter. Couldn't serve me. So we're fine. And Dragon Claw doesn't even break the substitute. Or actually, I'm not sure if it Quick Clawed because after Scary Face it was just faster. I think, yeah, probably. So yeah, we can just kill this and then kill the Machamp after. And we're almost gonna kill the Machamp. I don't remember if it's a crit or if it was already so injured from double edges. And then it's gonna be 1 HP and die to its own double edge recoil. Yeah, we got a crit. And then dies. Alright, next there's a Hiker with a Steelix lead. And Steelix can have Quick Claw. So that can be scary. Can also have Explosion. Which I think this one explodes when I switch to Skarmory. Or maybe I'm thinking of something else. I don't have Explosion written down in my notes. Only Rock Tomb, which I'm gonna stall here. It probably exploded. I'm not sure. Maybe it doesn't have Explosion and I'm making things up. No, I think I kill it with Flamethrower and it lives on 1 HP. Must be something else that exploded. Or was that just last video that I'm thinking about? Or maybe I'm thinking of the Electrode. There was something that exploded on me. Oh yeah, not this one. So yeah, after Rock Tomb, it didn't have any moves to deal significant damage. Oh, this is gonna take a while. This golem is really annoying. It's a double team, focus punch, substitute rest. So I can't really do much against it. And there's another Nidoking. And this Nidoking has Horn Drill, so I can't switch out. Because something could die to the Horn Drill. And it's also Quick Claw. There was a Horn Drill. Like, it took so long, I was wondering if it guessed that I was sturdy and it wouldn't go for it. Well, here I wanted to rest to stall a few turns of it setting up double team, but it then started using focus punch, or well, it did once, and it did a lot of damage. I got scared for a moment. But I think on the next, maybe the next time I whirlwind it in, I'm gonna completely PP stall the golem. Or almost completely. It's going for focus punch again. Oh no, I'm gonna throw it out first. Heal up the Skarmory. Yeah, it took a little while for me to decide how I wanted to deal with this. But I just had to go into Moltres. Oh, looks like I figured it out. Does a decent chunk, but not that much. Now it's gonna set up double teams again because it doesn't see much damage. I think I'm gonna switch around to bait out the focus punches. Yeah. So we tank those easily on Moltres and it costs double the PP. Focus punch has 20 PP, so it takes a while. And then it still has the 10 rest, which we have to get rid of. And it has 10 substitutes. Well, it used one. And it's gonna use another one before it rests, luckily. Otherwise it would have rested again and gone to sleep. But it has Chesto Berry. So the first one is free. I'm just completely PP stalling the focus punches. And then I'm gonna whirlwind it out again. And again and again until substitute, its HP is too low for another substitute. Yeah, it already has a substitute, so right now it doesn't matter that it's going for substitute. And I needed it to use the double teams. Or at least I wanted it to. Of course, going to +6, and it only used 6 before then, so it still had 3. And it's likely to just spam rest if you don't torment, although it can use the other moves, I think. But they like going for rest or a recovery move. Okay, so now I'm gonna Whirlwind all the time until it's out, until it's too low for substitute. It's gonna have like one more or something, but it won't be able to set it up. Down it goes. And there's a horn drill. And there's the last horn drill, which if it didn't horn drill again, I would have had to switch because Flamethrower is my only way to damage the Nidoking. I can't really lose the Moltres there. I probably could win with struggle. Like I could make it struggle to death against Blissey. Okay, next trainer. Beauty Dawn, also one of those trainers that only has one set for every Pokemon she has. I'm pretty sure. This Kangaskhan was a little bit scary because it lowered my defense and then it crit me. And also it attracted me. And I was looking up the move and I realized I thought Crush Claw was 100 base power for some reason, but it's only 75. It might be because it lowers defense that I thought it dealt more damage than it did. Okay, I struggle a little bit with stalling this out. I want to stall it with the Skarmory because, like I've mentioned before, I want to keep as much PP on the Moltres as I can in case there are more dangerous Pokemon that I need to stall. Yeah, Shadow Ball isn't really gonna do much to either of my Pokemon. And this is, I think, Rest Kangaskhan, so I have to completely stall this. So we switch around a bit, bait out Attract. Scout, and I find an Ampharos, which we can deal with the Blissey. It's Thunder Ampharos, which could be scary. I'm not sure how much damage it would do, but I assume it's going to be a lot. So multiple crits would be dangerous, especially if it paralyzes me. But we didn't have any problems. And then comes out Miltank with Focus Punch. But we landed Toxic, so that's going to be a quick death. And I switch back in on the Shadow Ball and Toxic to burn the Lum Berry. And then I wait for it to be out of rest. Then we can Toxic again. It was like, wait, did it just attract? I thought it was out of attract. I thought attract was 10, but apparently it's something like 15. And that's another battle down. Then we go into Black Belt Brett, which was the first trainer last round, I think. And we have some fire types. And it's Thunder Punch. Like, can I switch into Blissey? No, I cannot because it has physical moves. I mean, maybe I could, but it has Crush Claw, so we would get our defense lowered, and yeah, we don't want to switch into Blissey yet. But once it's stalled out, it also has Earthquake, so I think I'm gonna stall out the Earthquakes as well. Or maybe I just killed it with Moltres, actually, while it was Earthquaking. That might be, I think that probably is what I did. Yeah, because I think I ended with a substitute on Moltres. And then, of course, in comes another fire type. I don't understand. This guy says he likes rock types or something like that. I switched because I got my defense lowered, so I wanted my defense back to neutral. So yeah, this guy says he likes rock types, and I think he doesn't have a single rock type. I thought he would be fighting rock type trainer, but no. I heal back to full. Tank 1 struggle on the substitute, that's not a big deal. And then comes Arcanine. And when you have a substitute up, you actually can't tell if it's Intimidate or Flash Fire because nothing happens. And I was like, well, I can switch into this Arcanine. It's a special attacker. Got a bit lucky on the miss. And I figured, I don't know how much Fire Blast is going to do in the sun, but let's just set up another substitute. And then heal on the last Fire Blast, but it missed again. I mean, we would have been fine. It's another roar, so like, damn it. Can't set up on this, or at least not too much. So we only go to +2, go for the Toxic. It's a Lum Berry, of course. And we heal back up. And I started spamming Substitute because I have nothing better to do and it's probably gonna break at some point. So I decided to spam Toxic for 1 turn. Got lucky because it was the next one where it broke. And it's a Flareon and we miss, and Sand Attack and we miss again. Even though we didn't get hit by Sand Attack. And that's the last battle pretty much. Just have to wait for this to die. In the last one, Pokefan Todd is gonna try to end my streak again with a Chansey. But this time we're prepared. Alright, I'll leave it here and we'll go back to the Alright, time for the last battle. I think this round... Oh, hello Todd. You have a Chansey. I think this round it didn't really make a difference whether I had Hidden Power or Toxic. Vaporeon. Does this have the leftovers? No, it's Lum Berry. I think I'm just gonna switch immediately. Oh, it's Rest as well. I'll have to stall this completely. Went for acid armor first. Interesting. Is that the second battle in a row where I miss the first two Toxics? Well, 3, 4. Are we sure it's acid armor and not double team? Like, what's going on here? But that's Lum Berry. So we're still not there. And has Rest, but actually I'm thinking of whirlwinding this out while it's asleep. It's probably gonna go for a Rest right now. There we go. And now it still has one Rest turn. Oh, hello Espeon. This one's Bright Powder, I think. Yeah, it's actually kind of scary. Go away. It's back. The Chansey of Doom. Ha! It's over. You're not getting out of here alive. It's too late with your double teams. Well, now it's made some sort of difference, but we didn't lose Skarmory, so we didn't need it this time. At least not yet. It's gonna take a while, but it will die. It's not gonna take as long as the last time. And then spent more than a whole day and it still didn't die. Now the next Pokemon that comes out, I'm pretty sure is Vaporeon, because it was the first Pokemon. So I want to set up fully with Blissey, just so we have a lot of chances to hit the Toxic against Espeon. But first I'll have to completely stall the Vaporeon. Because of rest. Vaporeon might be out of serves. Never mind, it just wanted to boost its defense. Against my special attacker. It's preparing for a struggle war. I'm being outplayed. Time for the third. Acid armor? No. Not this time. Now the AI got outplayed. Ice beam, okay, it's out. Okay, now we just have to wait until it's out of rest. Which means I can take this time to set up. By the time I'm done, it's out of rest. But it still has acid armor, so we don't even have to worry about struggle damage. Not that Vaporeon would do enough for it to be a concern. Now I just have to land a hit on the Espeon. But we've already seen landing a single toxic can be a challenge, and this has Bright Powder. But we should be fine. Calm Mind as expected. Well, we missed the first toxic. We have Leppa berries. We have a lot of chances. But at some point Espeon's gonna attack. We missed the second one. That's +3 Espeon. That's not something that I like seeing. Okay, there we go. Oh, Synchronize goes through Substitute. That's interesting. Oh, it didn't even break the Substitute. Attract, okay. Would be nice if we're not immobilized by love. Nice. Although I think we already won. Now we definitely win. And that's round 22 done. Over 150 wins. I think I will try another round with Toxic. I think one of the things that I was most afraid of when I switched to Hidden Power was things like Dragon Dance Salamence. But with how I'm playing, I think that's not too big of a problem anymore. Like with how much I use Whirlwind, I think I can play around it. So yeah, I'm gonna try again with Toxic. It does have its downsides, but yeah, I'll just keep trying. Also nice that I have Toxic to deal with things like double team leftovers, and then in comes double team leftovers Registeel, which I cannot Toxic. At least I think that one was double team leftovers. I'm pretty sure, yeah. Well, that's it for now. See you next video.